Your Honor, my name is Rhonda Dequier, and I'm the founder of Missing American Network. And I'm here today to speak for the family and for Dylan Browns, a young man whose life was stolen from him at just 19 years old. For over 2 years, I've had the privilege of supporting this family through a journey marked by an unimaginable pain, resilience, and unwavering quest for justice. Dylan was no ordinary young man. He was a dreamer, a builder, a visionary. At an age when many are still discovering their path, Dylan had already charted his. He was transforming a piece of Utah desert into a thriving farm. Dylan saw potential where others saw barren land, and he nurtured dreams of creating a verdant sanctuary in one of the harshest environments. His spirit was as vibrant and enduring as the sunflowers he loved. And today, those sunflowers bloom all around the world as a tribute to his remarkable life. The brightness of Dylan's dreams was brutally extinguished. In the days following his disappearance, his family discovered his boots behind a dirt pile, a chilling sign that something was terribly amiss. Despite that critical clue, their pleas for immediate action were met with dismissive and heartbreaking response. Law enforcement not only failed to act with urgency the situation demanded, but they also compounded the family's suffering by asking them to leave the property where Dylan was last seen. They were told their presence was irritating James Brenner. He was not even the property owner. He spent the time, after the family was forced to leave, cleaning up and disposing of items from the shed that was on the property. The family was convinced that evidence was being disposed of, thrown into a pickup truck, and being driven away. But their pleas fell on deaf ears because an individual who had an open warrant for his arrest, who subsequently confessed to this murder, was being irritated. That careless dismissal is a wound that will never heal. I could continue on with failures in the investigation, from the family being lied to right now, Dylan's remains being stored in a box on a shelf. I don't see any dignity in that, and I wonder how everyone else would feel if it was their son. Throughout these 2 agonizing years, I've witnessed the family navigate a harrowing journey. They have fought tirelessly for Dylan for answers for justice. They became their own advocates. They were driven by love and the memory of a son whose life was taken far too soon. James Brenner, the man who took Dylan's life, was no stranger to his family. Dylan gave him work in the middle of nowhere. He paid him to work on his farm. Dylan's family knew James Brenner. He had done farming work in Idaho and stayed in a camp trailer on their property. They had meals together. They were not strangers. Despite that relationship, not only did he commit the senseless crime of taking Dylan away from them, he intentionally prolonged their torment for 2 years by making them leave the property where Dylan was last seen, by hiding evidence, by trying to confuse the investigation, by returning evidence. And ultimately, he only came forward with the truth so that he could cut a deal and reduce his sentence. His callous disregard for this family, these people who he knew personally, after doing something so devastating to this family, it had no consideration, no compassion, and no empathy for them at any time. That is who this man truly is. This was not an accident. This was calculated, and every action for 2 years since has been calculated as well, in an effort to try to get away with the cold-hearted murder of Dylan Browns. The acceptance of a plea deal means that today the court will not impose a sentence. The plea deal brings some measure of resolution, but it does not ease the profound sorrow and the sense of injustice that this family feels. Dylan's life was worth more than any plea agreement can acknowledge. He was a young man with dreams that reached far beyond the horizon, and his loss has left a void that can never be filled. Dylan's life did not matter to James Brenner, but he mattered to me, a complete stranger. He mattered to Justin, Candace and Mike. He mattered to Colton and Brooklyn. He mattered to Terry, Denise, Larry, Karen, his dog Hank, the whole entire family. Dylan's life mattered to everyone, but not James Brenner. So, as I'm here today, I would like us to remember Dylan not just as a victim, but as a young man with boundless potential and a heart full of dreams. His legacy will live on with the foundation his family formed to help other families in similar situations. Though we cannot change the past or undo the pain, we can honor Dylan by ensuring that his story is never forgotten and by continuing to seek justice for all victims like him. Dylan's family, despite their unimaginable loss, has shown extraordinary strength and resilience. They have carried the torch of his dreams and his memory, making sure that Dylan's light will shine brightly, even in the darkest of times. Thank you.